Hello, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Educational Specialist. Today, we will be solving multi-step word problems for grades 7th through 9th, and the concept we will be going over is solving for the area. Let's get started. Our first problem states, Troy has a garden that is 17 feet by 14 feet. He is planning to plant some bulbs in the garden. Each bulb requires 2 square feet of space. How many bulbs can Troy plant in the garden? In order for us to solve this problem, these are the 2 questions we must answer. Number 1, what are we looking for? And 2, what information is needed to solve the problem? What are we looking for? We are looking to find out how many bulbs Troy can plant in his garden. The information that we need in order to solve the problem are the following. A, we need to know that Troy has a garden that is 17 feet by 14 feet. And also B, each bulb needs 2 square feet of space. Using the information that Troy's garden is 17 feet by 14 feet, we will solve to find the area of the garden. The formula of the area is base times height. Again, it is base times height. 17 feet is our base, 14 feet is our height. When we multiply those together, the area is equal to 238 square feet. Again, in order to find the area of the garden, we must multiply the base times the height. Our base is 17 feet and our height is 14 feet. When we multiply them together, our area is equal to 238 square feet. Now, using that information that the area of the garden is 238 square feet, I must now find out how many bulbs I can plant. In our problem, it says that each bulb requires 2 square feet of space. In order to see how many bulbs can be planted in Troy's garden, we must divide 238 square feet by the required space for each bulb, which is 2 square feet. So 238 square feet divided by 2 square feet is equal to 119. Troy can plant 119 bulbs in his garden. Let's look at our next problem. It says, the parking lot at Jackson Mall has parking spaces in the shape of parallelograms. Each space has a base of 20 feet and a height of 11 feet. What is the area of one space? What is the total area of the parking lot if it has 62 spaces? Again, in order to solve this problem, we must answer these 2 questions. Number 1, what are we looking for? And number 2, what information is needed to solve the problem? What are we looking for? Well, there are 2 things we're looking for this problem. The first thing is the area of one parking space, and also B, the total area of the parking lot. the information that we need in order to solve the problem are the following. A, we do need to know that each space is in the shape of a parallelogram. The base is 20 feet and the height is 11 feet. Also, we need to know B, there are 62 spaces in the parking lot. In order for us to solve the problem, we must first find the area of one parking space. In our word problem, it says that each space has a base of 20 feet and a height of 11 feet. As before, we learned that our area is equal to base times height. We are going to multiply 20 feet times 11 feet, and that will make our area for one parking space 220 square feet. Again, in order to find the area of one space, we must multiply the base times the height. Our base is 20 feet, our height is 11 feet. When we multiply those two numbers together, we find out that our area is equal to 220 square feet. For the second thing that we're finding out, we wanted to know what is the total area for 62 spaces in the parking lot. In order to find the total area of the parking lot, we must multiply the area of one space times the number of spaces. We learned just a few seconds ago that the area of one space is 220 square feet, and also we know that there are 62 spaces in the parking lot. When we multiply 220 square feet times 62 spaces, the total area for the Jackson Mall parking lot is 13,640 square feet. Let's go over that one more time. In order to find out the total area of the parking lot, we must multiply the area of one space. We found out that that was 220 square feet, and we must multiply it by 62 spaces because that's the number of spaces in the parking lot. Once we multiply those two together, our answer is 13,640 square feet. Those were some good word problems. Again, this concept is solving for the area. They're multi-step word problems for grades 7th through 9th. Talk to you soon.